Thank you all for checking out this week's episode. Once again, I'm John. If you like what you heard and saw today, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and check out our brand new merch store with hats, coffee mugs, t-shirts, other cool stuff coming down the pipeline. Again, thank you all for support. Be safe and see you next week. How's it going, everyone? John here, the host of Spirit Talk. And today I finally get to have the legendary Mina Caputo on the show. Mina is a founding member and the lead singer of the New York City alternative metal band Life of Agony. She's also a painter, and she is also at the forefront of a lot of incredible movements happening in the world and country today. And her passion and love of what she does and who she wants to be, and her inspiration for others, including myself, to be who we ought to be. Mina, it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I
kind of want to preface this. I was aware of everything, obviously, with everything going on in the world and stuff like that. It was last year or so, I was with Shinedown, and the guys, I've had a bunch of the guys on the podcast, and we're talking about different guests in the music industry that I should have on the podcast. And Brent and Barry were both like, "Hey, have you heard of Mina Caputo?" And I'm like, "I've heard of her. I've heard of the band Life of Agony, but like, what's her story?" And I had no idea. Like, everything 2011, the transition from Keith to Mina, and I was like, man, I had no idea, because I've always known her as just very outspoken, very passionate, and haven't gone down the rabbit hole. And then Brett goes, and when you talk to her, you got to say, when they did the reunion shows, when she came back in 2003 in Irving Plaza, New York City, we opened for her, their band. And he goes, the first night, it was super tough, because it's like, we can't compare. Like, this is a whole other beast here. And he goes, the second night, the crowd warmed up to us. And he goes, well, I'm always forever indebted to her. And then the rest of that tour, the rest of the guys who shined down took me down the Life of Agony and all your work with from everything from Ugly to Through, like all your whole body of work. And it's just like, I was blown away.
In addition to all the beautiful things that you said, thank you. I do have a solo catalog. I've been making solo albums since 1999, and I've done an incredible work, in the classic rock genre, of course, like old school, kind of like Lennon and Bowie crossed with, Eno crossed with, My Bloody Valentine. All my kind of influences merged into one. So what was my point? I don't remember. Just know I'm a scatterbrain. I'm gonna do that. So
it's all good.
Yeah, sorry.
I think kind of what to lead into that, it's like, with your body of work, whether it's music or painting, or like, how do you kind of creatively, when you do a painting, is this the same euphoric reaction you have when you write a good song or perform live, or vice versa?
Well, let me just tell you that I've only started painting during COVID, and I guess I had a really natural ability, like a reactionary. Like, my dad was like a painter. Like, he was an airbrush artist. Like, he'd come home with a nut, and 2 months later there'd be a Harley Davidson chopper built. He used to build bikes for the Hells Angels and airbrush their tanks and modify their shit. So there was always these like great, cool guys, gang members, and my dad would be doing all the artwork and tattooing everybody. And my dad spent a lot of time in jail as well. And he, pretty much tattooed up all of his track marks and shit. And he was like brilliant. He was a genius with, pencil in hand. And it was just unbelievable, the stuff he would do. So I guess I got that from that. But I really, singing was really, using my body was where it's really, was where it was really at. And I'm sorry, it's taken me a while to get to it, but with the painting, with what you just asked me, like, there's a freedom in the expression, even if it's a commission for somebody, like to paint a specific something, there's a freedom in it that I don't think I've ever experienced with singing or songwriting or sitting at the piano and just, you know, sussing about with a few chords, and I'm stoned and I'm just getting a vibe and, just whatever,
Yeah.
singing one note over three chords or whatever and just getting a vibe. With the painting, I can make a mess. There's no direction. And it's like layer upon layer. So like I'm doing this commission, this abstract commission for this woman in California, and I've been on it for days, and it just keeps wanting to um express itself on the canvas like it's in control of me. It's crazy when you're in a band and you have to, and you're doing your formulated thing with your guys, and it's like you're kind of like plugging in a little bit, even though I'm very natural. Like I'm not a plug-in singer. I never sing the same sentence or word twice, you know what I mean? Like I'm very like Robert Plant. Even when I'm singing for Life of Agony, it's very loose for me and very like unregimented and unhinged. I never really, I'll stick to melodies and stuff, but like in verses, I'll constantly dance around depending on the feeling of the moment, and how my intuition molds me in the very moment, in the heat of it, whether it's sold out 500 cap room or a 40,000 head
Yeah.
festival that we're doing, and there's like 20,000 kids unhinged,
Right.
and you can't really. But painting, man, and I'm still, and I hope I never find my voice with it.
Well, yeah,
Um,
a question I have for you. You kind of talked about when you get lost in painting, like when you write a song, whether it's solo, whether you sit down a pen and paper and a piano and write a song, you probably know when that song is finished. You can't change the lyrics, you can't change the melody. Well, when you just kind of hinted at when you talk about a painting, you could work on a painting for so long. How do you know a painting is finished? Like, how do you
it
reach that point?
it tells you. At least I have the ability to listen to. All right, like, oh my God, it's it. I'm abandoning it because what it's showing me now. I don't want to deface, but I'm into defacing my own work. Like sometimes I'll pull down a 36 by 48 off my wall and deface an older piece I've done because I have a few similar, and I kind of enjoy that,
Right.
and I throw my growth down on it now. So but sometimes the older ones, it's all about layering, and I work with acrylic too because I work in my home and I have a dog, and it's not good for humans to breathe in either. And oil is very unforgiving. There is a new oil with acrylic that that this woman told me about in Belgium, and I haven't looked into it yet, but I will. And I definitely want to work with it. And I work with all kinds of mediums, from crayons to paint markers, um, to everything.
I follow as like you yourself. I When you travel, you get to experience different museums and stuff. And every time I'm in a different city, I always try to find out if there's a new Banksy art piece of artwork or something back when he did. And when I think of reason with him, I'm not a very political person, but I find artwork that has an emotion, whether it's talks about poverty or the rich getting richer, or a lot of the ideas that Banksy does. Uh, do you find like your artwork, whether it's singing or painting, are you inspired often by what's going on in the world? Now, obviously, with everything going on right now with the drag queen stuff and like other stuff, you're very outspoken about the human trafficking, all this stuff. Do you feel that influences your artwork, or are you able to kind of separate what's going on and just kind of create what you want to create?
The separation, at least for me, is just bullshit. You can't really, you see, you know, to me, you know, okay, art is art and music is music, but you know, expression is about dignity and integrity. And, you know, it insults me when I look up to an artist and I don't see a motherfucker speaking out on shit, because there is no separation. And I am very passionate about many things in the world. I'm very passionate about life, everything in between, and death, my own death. You know, everything that we see that humanity has created for humanity, in a sense, you know. And I don't like this anti-nature world, and um I should say anti-nature power structure, in a sense, because I see there's a lot of things that we can touch upon and we can get microscopic about. But to not veer away from the question, trying to stay focused. Like, there is no separation to me as a human, whatever that is, as a spirit
Yep.
going through a human experience. Like, I'm just dancing around in this biological spacesuit. I'm trying to figure myself out. By the way, this botched mess that you see, I'm just trying to get through this thing called life. I'm trying to understand my nature. I'm trying to understand my vibration, my energy, um, the frequency that I'm on. And like, to explain this whole, I don't even identify with, I identify with nothing, none of
Yeah.
these, none of these reduced human words, like even like trans, like it's a reduction to some sort. I'm just a spirit having a human experience. It's like, you know, we live in this Pepsi Cola world, this black and white world, this you know, ColecoVision and television world, you know, this Twitter, Facebook worlds. Everything's two tier, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't listen. I've been raising my voice and making a little bit of a noise with the little bit of people that do know of me, because, you know, I don't, it kills me to acquiesce. Actually, I can't sit still and keep my mouth shut. I don't fear anything because I come from unconditional love. You can't kill a motherfucker that comes from unconditional love. I don't fear anything. So like, it's like I have to tie it all in. There is no separation. Everything that I see, it directly influences like my complete biology, my complete cellular system. I'm inspired.
Yeah.
I'm angry. I have the ability to protect my peace, so like I can see things in the world, and I've learned, like, you know, I'm not in victim mode anymore. So like, sorry, I am empathetic, so I do feel things, but I am not a victim, and I will not allow the external world to fuck with my internal peace.
Right.
I've been too much. What people see is a being that's going through its trauma. Um, I've incorporated my femininity as a young boy. I always felt like my first doll was a Princess Leia doll. I mean, you know, you
Classic.
can't make it up. And listen, I didn't even know what trans was. I didn't know what hormone therapy was. I'm fine. The reason why I'm against gender affirming care is because it's not really affirming care, because they're not teaching the world. um, they don't share all the stories. The most important story to me is the story of the detransitioner. Like, like, you see what I see going on in the world. If we're talking about this now, here's what I see. I see a culture that literally every culture makes a trend of everything. And just see, the web is so big.
Yeah.
I got it backing up, and it's hard for me to stay on track. Um, to me, I just see the powers that be going after the vulnerable all the time. They
Yeah.
just, with the whole COVID-19 thing. Um, you know why it's called COVID-19? Because there's 19 different strains of COVID's been around they've been messing around in labs. They'll always be messing around in labs. Um, get me started on all the underground bases and all that kind of mysterious shit, because I'm big on all that stuff too. But let me get to the trans stuff. Like, no child obviously could consent. They don't even know what they want for dinner. Like, I knew I
Correct.
was different back then, but I'm happy that I waited my entire life to make life altering decisions like hormone therapy, by the way, which I'm not on anymore because there was too many side effects. Hence why it's another I was on it for 15, 16 years. I always knew I was going against my nature, but to learn about myself and what I'm going through as a human, as a spirit, there's certain things I needed to learn, like with my sexuality and with my gender. Here's the reality of my landscape. It's complex, but it's very simple. The voice you're listening to, the soul, this energy that I'm communicating with, if the gods came down and like, okay, bitch, what do you want? You want to be comfortable in a biological male spacesuit, or do you want to be comfortable, or would you be more comfortable in a biological female spacesuit? And right now, this time around on planet Earth, whatever we're on, my soul, I'd go right into a biological female spacesuit. But I am not that. And spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, that's my challenge. Did I come in with this information? Possibly. We don't know that. We might know this information as a species, but these are the things we're not supposed to know. But these are all the things that I think about. Like, I wonder if they know this. Like, what I'm going through, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's a certain way to go about things. And big farm and gender affirming care, it's all bullshit, because calling it gender affirming care is like calling rape sex to me, because people should wait. Listen, 18 years old, 21, you want to blur the lines? I'm all for it. Go ahead. But as a biological male, hence another reduced term to me as conformity trans woman, it's our mission and our job to protect biological women. I'm hell bent because my mom, her life was robbed at 20. I never knew my mom. I'm
Yep.
suffering with what I think I coined the term womb trauma. Never knew the flesh I came from. Maybe my biology, my is experiencing that trauma. So that's why my soul feels like it's still, maybe I'm still feeling my mother's physical apparatus. And that's why I did certain, and that's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I don't think I'm crazy. I'm very fucking, yeah, I'm crazy, but I'm not insane. I'm like one of the most beautiful, giving, generous, kindest people in the world. I'm not political at all. Another reason why I've been fucking making noise is because I'm not political. I'm a peaceful motherfucker. I'm like a chosen one. I'm a Palladian. I'm a shaman hiding in the woods, really, in a concrete jungle. That's what I am. I'm a fucking like, I'm a mother medicine woman, really, doing her painting, her writing, her songwriting, her dancing, her chanting, her psychedelic trips, her weed smoking, her whatever, keeping to myself. I never bought into the whole nuclear idea of anything. I've never been married, never had kids, never. I'm a lone wolf on a lone journey, just trying to understand what the fuck I'm going through. And when motherfuckers are trying to like create these narratives for the up and coming youth. It's like, no, 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 no. First of all, you're not going to get a long explanation on Instagram. I'll have it talk with anybody about my belief system, but I'm not going to explain to Anansic people. People don't realize that I don't give a fuck what you think. It's not my responsibility. What you think of me is your business. You love me, you hate me, you want to fuck me, you want to kill me. It's none of my business. That's good on you. I'm independent of your good opinion of me and or your bad opinion of me. I don't fall into that victimhood bullshit. That's what the world's teaching, this whole woke narrative mentality bullshit. That's what it stems from. Let's teach the world victimhood. Oh my God. You offended me because you called me a boy or sir. Oh my God. You're canceled, fucking whoever, Joe Rogan, because you called me a boy. Or you think, another thing, trans women should be in the biological women's sports arena. We're male fucking mammals, you motherfuckers. Like, how should people like me, my cousin's daughter is fucking runs for Nike, and don't get me started on that company, but whatever. He runs for Nike. I don't want no biological boy running against her. That's not fair. It's not right. Listen, this inclusion bullshit is really intrusion. What about all the biological women's feelings and their rights? Oh, so it's cool to make this motherfucker feel good, but you don't give a shit about the biological woman, the creator of the earth. See, that's where you all tie it in. See, I have a whole, not even a global, but a cosmic overview of the world. It's like the shit turns into like how this world was always hell-bent on crushing Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, the seas, the skies. You got people like Mr. Gates being praised. Meanwhile, he wants us eating fake foods and he wants to cover the sun. I mean, what is going on? Yeah, it affects me as a fucking artist. And shame on all the artists out there that turned into virologists overnight. I won't mention any names because I don't need to. We all know all the idiots out there, from podcasters that turned into virologists, telling people to do this with their, like, yo, I'm big on my own sovereign rights. That's why I fucking did breast surgery. Well, first of all, with the hormone therapy, one boob grew nice and one boob didn't. So I just wanted to make an anatomically
Yeah.
structured thing for my body, whatever. Anyway, I'm all over the fucking map because you got me hot. But
Oh, it's you bring up a lot of the points you
to
bring
answer
up.
your question,
Yeah.
sorry, to bring a round trip, there is no fucking separation. I feel bad for the artists that can't fucking speak up and like, yo, man, it's like what's that punk band of today, Anti-Flag or whatever?
Anti-flag, yeah.
They used to be so punk rock. Now they're like, government boot boys. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
like,
it's
you can't
weird.
be you can't be telling people what to do with their autonomy, motherfucker. And that's why I'm big on protecting biological women's rights within that whole no trans women in their sports, keep away from the fucking kids. How did the drag queen show an adult entertainment thing that I'm completely not against, but I had to wait till I was 18 to get into the motherfucking club in New York City and play dress up and do my whole motherfucking thing and watch drag queens play around. How the fuck did that get into the classroom? And you got all these wine mommies okay with that, and all these political morons. Like, I'm not political at all. I don't give a. They're all fucking corrupt, if you ask me.
Right.
There's no hide. I'm almost 50. I'm not 20 with a phone in my hand, glued to fucking with Fox like all these motherfuckers. I'm not a robot. I'm one of the last biological humans like you. How old are you?
38.
All right, you made it. I think you made it.
I
Yeah,
think
you made
so.
it. You're 40.
Uh,
So like, yeah, you came in 85. So you're an 80s child. So you're good, man. And it's
I
like all this, like, and another thing, people could call me whatever they want, a racist, a bigot, a transphobe, a conspiracy theorist. I got that too. Like, dive deep. She lost her mind. She's a racist. I used to look up to. Why? Because I have different views. Because I don't think it's a good idea for you to drug up your kid before the baby. What about when how many stories, detransitioner stories there are where kids these days, especially where the culture, it's a trend. And if you don't think the children are the lost kids are gravitating, because listen, we suffer from a really bad thing in our world. It's called overabundance. And motherfuckers are creating oppression against themselves. Like, I was lost too as a kid, but, you know, I wasn't thinking about hormones and surgery at 5 years old, 6 years old, the way that information trickles down to the kids these days. So then you got moms that think they're trying to do the best. Turns out 2 years later, I'm not trans. Meanwhile, the kid's been on severe hormone therapy, altercates the psychologically. It's a very dark journey, too. I got mad at a couple of people that came out in the rock industry that pushes for gender affirming care. Meanwhile, this fucking moron, I won't mention her name, couldn't even get through the first year of hormone therapy herself, and she was your age. But she's pushing this on the kids. Why? Because the carbon copy parrot world is fucking telling you to. I don't roll like that. I'm real. I'm a real human being with real feelings, man. That got bills, that shits in the bowl, that masturbates, that cries, you know, that
Do you
feels that
and
feels. I'm not just a fucking kid in a rock band that, you know, and I don't, and you know what? I'm not a people pleaser. I'm a people pusher. I
yeah,
don't give a fuck about the likes or the follows or the dopamine hit. That's why, like, I see friends of mine. I guess everyone's on their own journey, and I can, you know, um, don't mind me. I'm a mess. I've been painting for days. I
I love
stink.
it.
I haven't washed my hair. I'm so feral. The boys in Shinedown are right, dude. But
I guess you bring up a lot of good points. I think for me, I never I the idea that I think the media, whoever makes us like label stuff, like I see people in the news be like, this is my gay friend, my trans friend, or my Christian friend, or why can't this just be my friend Mina or my friend Luke who is Christian or he's black, he's white. It's like, why do we have to put labels on stuff? Is it to sell this agenda they're trying to push? Because before Shinedown even told me what to research you and actually go your story, I had no idea. It had no effect whatsoever on my belief system. In fact, it actually made me like enjoy you even more because it's like you're so true to yourself. And is it one of
yeah,
those things where it's like because you are transgender and you are so vocal, passionate about people finding their soul and believing it and becoming who they want to be, that certain sides of the media, how come Mina's not on talk shows talking about transgender? Because you're coming from a point of view that goes
I'm a
against what they're trying
threat
to teach.
that I'm a threat that ruffles their feathers. First of all, I'm actually not a threat enough. If I had, let's say, 1 million followers or 500,000 followers, then I'd probably be considered a threat. But because I have 30,000 followers on Twitter, only 20 something thousand, not even 20, I think 20,000, I don't even know, on Instagram. My YouTube only has like 5,000 subscribers. I mean, but we come from a different time. Like when
Yeah.
you go to Spotify and you see how many listens, some of my songs have fucking millions and millions of listens. So, and we haven't played an empty club in fucking years. Yeah, we Shinedown open up for us, they're bigger than us, but we still do that same kind of business wherever we go, which we feel incredibly blessed. And you know what? I don't want to be famous like fucking Kiss. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this for, I'm into the business of art. I'm not into the business of business, or then into the art of business. I'm a fucking my purpose is to create, to express myself. And now that the world's in heat, man. This landscape ain't right. And I know I have an interesting perspective, and you can't fuck with me. And I know that. And that's why I'm not asked on. I wish I can get on Tucker. I wish Joe Rogan would ask me on his show. I did your show because I respect you and I respect where you come from, and where all who you surround yourself with. Otherwise, so many people ask me to speak, and I'm not going to just speak up my real shit, because I'm real energy. I'm like one of the real. I'm like Tupac, but I'm not Tupac. But Tupac's in me. You know what I'm saying? And Biggie's in me, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm like, anyway. I'm a threat in that sense because, like, look, this is how I see it. They did all these people that had their hands on the GAB, the jab. They all had money in on it, and we all know it. And we all know that it was a psyops experiment from the military industrialized complex. At least that's where I got my information from. And we all know that the thing um, that they've been giving, you know, hasn't been tested long enough and doesn't re- everything they told us was a complete lie, which I knew anyway. I'm 50 years old. My grandfather was in World War II. He told me all these, that's why my family's in the Marines, like, and even my family that's been in the Marines, like, fucking want to, like, are upset. I don't even need to, like, go into it, but they're upset today about what's going on, man. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I got heavy questions. I think, like, is this a country? Was it ever a country? Have we been bought and sold? Or is this land bought by fucking China already entirely? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, um, all the continents that we know about as a species, I'm even like, I don't even subscribe to that. I think there's even more continents that exist that this line of species doesn't need to know about. We're on a need not to know basis, and I don't like it anymore. And if I can change things, and I've had people come to me, I have a lot of women coming to me thanking them, which what I don't want. I don't care about
Right.
reward or praise. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing this because I do it because, like, yo, man, no kid should be on this drug. It's psychologically dark. It gave me pain in my bones for years. It robs you from your libido. It's not a happy journey. It's not. It doesn't change. It didn't change anything for me. Yeah, it made me more feminine. It feminized my body even more. My hair growth was, like, pretty much obsolete. um Now all that kind of comes back, and, like, but, it sucks because I know a lot of transsexuals, like old school transsexuals like me, that, like, had blood clots from hormones, aren't happy. When I grew up with all the girls, all the Asian transsexual women all my friends, 7 out of 10 of them had the bottom surgery. They were like, don't ever do it. They were like, don't even fucking come out. It's so hard. Ba, ba, ba. You should be really sure. These are the talks that I got as a kid. Now it's like this
That.
dangerous fact. And I'm
Yeah.
quoting Paul Stanley because I actually like what he said about that. And it is a dangerous fad, just like everything else in this fucking rubberhead culture. We're wearing Jordache pants. Now everyone's wearing Jordache now. Suddenly, Alexander McQueen's new fucking ring is the new thing. Now all the rubberheads got the fucking, and it's in all the videos and it's in all the this. What? This one, suddenly this pill is the new fad. Now all the idiots in culture are doing this pill. What? There's a new Pepsi out? Pepsi fucking don't give you, Pepsi Cancerless came out? Okay, everyone's drinking Pepsi Cancerless. It's like everyone's like a parrot. I'm
Yep.
not, I will never be that. My life, I come from trauma, fucking, like, we all do to a certain extent, but, like, don't tell me how to live my life. Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to experience my physical apparatus. This is my fucking vehicle. You don't get to control what's protecting the energy inside this flesh that dies, but this voice that you're listening to never dies, because this voice that you're listening to is your voice, really. We're the one and the same. We're cosmically connected. If there's a bigger word than cosmically, we are that. We are God in a sense. God is within us. the whole looking for that higher deity to pray. No, pray to the blessing of your own life, this angelic divine realm that we exist on. Like, Earth is gorgeous, whether it's a spaceship, whether it's flat Earth, whether we're under a firmament, whether it really is a sphere. I don't give a fuck. It's gorgeous. I love the, and it's like, yo, have humans forgot that we're a part of the animal kingdom?
Right.
I haven't. I'm going through my shit, but yo, that doesn't mean that I'm a fucking, you know, that I'm a biological woman. No, I could never be. That's what I've made peace of my suffering. Yeah, it sucks to like, yeah, always wishing that my, at least in my journey, my soul, I wish I really had a biological woman's body. I feel like I should have gave birth this time around. I should have like and but I am, certain parts of me I'm not. Maybe energetically I am, like, I gravitate towards those things. But I also have, I've also merged my divine masculine as well. I'm both and I'm neither. I'm everything and I'm nothing. That's the beauty. And that's all of us. That's just not me. It's all of us. But like, that's how I
Yeah.
experience my, how I see through my eyes what's going on inside of me. Like, and that's why I get upset where you have these are smart people putting male mammals into female mammal prisons. Have you lost your fucking kazukis, man?
Yeah.
What is going on with you people? Like, what is going on with you people? This is not the way it, this is not every rapist is going to identify as trans. Now they're in the women's prison. You see what's going on in California?
Yep.
Grow up every day. I'm not supposed to say nothing because I'm fucking half a queer. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say, and I don't owe you an explanation.
Right.
People think I'm not gonna answer you. I don't give a fuck what you think about my post. I'm dying. I'm like, I'm on Mammoth Coffee with my friend every day. Who am I gonna offend today?
You
Who am I
post
gonna offend today?
and you've been posting a bunch of memes about it's I love it because it's like no one cared about the transgender movement until you involve children. And for me, I remember back in 2002 when I was in high school, a girl moved into our school and we knew she was probably gay or something, but she was awesome. And she was always a friend, still is our friend. We went back to our 10-year high school reunion and this girl became Ray. And it was the first time in my life that I had met someone that was actually transgender, did all the whole surgery, went through everything. A lot of the same stuff you talk about, we've talked to her about the hormones and why it got bad for her and all this stuff, bad for him and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I sit back there, I'm like, I'm talking to my parents and people in that generation that none of us cared. We knew what gay was, we knew what trans, but I was raised to just, if someone wants to be themselves, do it
My
safely, but don't involve the kids.
Yeah, my family always knew I was very, very different and unique, and no one knew why. And I couldn't tell them really because we grew up in that whole landscape where it was like I'd get the shit kicked out of me if I told grandpa that I think I'm a girl. Are you kidding me? I came home with red hair once. I was fucking, my grandfather beat the shit out of me in the bathroom. Like, I had no way to even, I was just like this. It was just because I came home with red hair, one
Yeah.
night.
It is that I don't blame ignorance on that generation because it's a lack of understanding, correct?
Dude, I'm happy I got my beatings because it really, and I'm not knocking on my grandpa. I love him. Everything we've been through before he passed away, we've had our peace. He was in one of these documentaries I made in
Oh
the
wow.
early, making peace with me on the documentary about, all the beatings he gave me. Because I wound up taking care of him at the end anyway. He had dementia and his Alzheimer's, and I was cleaning shit and helping my Aunt Ro, Joey's mom, guitar player
Yep.
for, because when my dad died, I gave up my apartment in Brooklyn. gave it to this couple I was putting up anyway at the time. My place was like a bohemian um place. All the artist friends, everyone put up graffiti, everyone was
Awesome.
smoking. When I had to take off their fucking shoes, but and leave them downstairs because it was a roof shaped apartment, but it was like 50 feet long. It was awesome. I had like fucking 20 people in there sometimes. Who's on dust? Who's fucking doing this? Who's fucking, doing a beautiful mural on my fucking wall? Everyone with acoustics, man. Like I always grew up, with that kind of I was a real modern day beat poet. I grew up, loving Jack Kerouac and Willem S. Burroughs and Herbert Huncke and Ginsberg and fucking, who else is there? All them like old school fucking, functional heroin addict fucking and that's why I'm so passionate about humanity, man, because we haven't figured it out yet. We on a on a philip
Philip.
philanthropist level of speaking, like we haven't really figured it out yet, man. And it's not, politics and politicians in this kind of system that we got in place. That's not helping. That if we listen, this world, we have all the riches we want on this planet. We have an infinite amount of wealth. I don't believe in anything. I believe that we're very wealthy. Uh, even the peasants like you and I, the ones who really work
Yeah.
hard and
The Trets.
yeah, the self actualizes, the achievers in a sense. And I'm not into big in it. My achievement, obviously, at the end of the day, is peace and bliss. I don't even own a car, dude. I don't care
Yeah.
about things. I have me and my fucking dog. My things is my paintings, my canvas, my guitars, my pianos, my musical equipment. That's my things in a sense. Like, like one of the tours just recently, I wound up getting bed bugs again for the second time. Sucked. And I threw out everything. I still didn't really replace anything because I'm not coming home with anything. And I threw out fucking 2 suitcases, you know, all my cool jeans with my rips. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I felt so good to just throw away everything. It was so refreshing. And I still never really, because you can't replace all that stuff. But what are we talking about? I'm sorry. Yeah, we haven't figured it out, man. It's just like we're forgetting about kindness. What I also think is happening, perhaps on a psychologically slash scientifically level, we really haven't. There has never been this experiment done. We are the experiment with
Yeah.
these phones. So I think these gadgets, these devices, especially the kids growing up, we're really, really starting to see now what these devices are doing to humanity on a spiritual level, on a cerebral level, on a behavioral level, um, on an emotional level. And I think a lot of, when if you can, and I'm listen, don't believe me, anything I tell you, go do your own thing. But Steve Jobs and Bill Gates said it, they never gave these devices or tablets to their children. They waited. Why? Obviously, radiation stuff, that kind of, and it frequency wise, fucks without frequencies. Um, but for other reasons, maybe they knew like psychologically, people are fucked up, man. And like, come on, man. It's like, yo, I don't give a fuck, dog. You're 60-year-old man. You're coming out as a 6-year-old kid now.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
dude. What? They, them, vip, vop, voop, veep, pronouns? Fuck you. I'm not playing your game. There's two fucking genders, male and female. What people like me are going through is absolutely completely valid. It's definitely natural. we can't put a politic over it, but you can't stamp it with a big farm kind of thing. Like if they were sincere about things, like I was telling you, they would share all stories. They would say, hey kids, hey families, we don't really know. We don't even know what causes transsexuality or transgenderism or whatever the fuck they want to call it these days. Um, I don't know why I am the way I am. And I'm not going to punish myself anymore. And that's why all I did was expose my vulnerability to the world.
Yeah.
I was tired and exhausted by not exposing just my vulnerability. The idea that, hey, maybe I am fucking queer and I am uh, fluid in a sense spiritually. But hey, man, I haven't lost, my fucking bearings. I know that what I'm going, I never had my first period. I never went through what a 10-year, 15-year-old young little biological girl, real female animal kingdom. Like I was saying, what did we forget about the animal kingdom? Hey, we're mammals. Male, female. Let's not fucking fuck things up with stupid narratives, and it's all fucking propaganda, dude. And people buy into it. Like I was saying, like rock stars, podcast, everyone turned into a virologist overnight. You know what a virologist is, right?
Yep.
Study of vaccines, vaccine makers, they're virologists. Suddenly, this asshole's a virologist, and this one's firing this one because you're not. It's like, what?
Yeah. How
And now,
punk rock is that? Yeah.
yeah, that ain't me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, listen, and I'm not anti-vax. I'm not anti anything. You do you, let me do me. Since when did it become your fucking business to tell me what the fuck to do with me? Like, no, 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 no. I don't give a fuck what trip you're on. Like, and that's part of the phone. That's this disease, this dis-ease called entitlement, or, you know, status entitlement or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, Whoopi Goldberg. You don't get to tell me what the fuck to do with my life or my belief system or my politic or my whatever. Okay. Or all these idiots out there in the world that are kind of like creating really psychotic wine mommies that don't really know what the fuck to do with their lives, because again, we suffer from a disease called overabundance in
Right.
our people. Just so ungrateful, man. It's like, I'm sorry, I know I'm like hitting hard, but
I
I'm
love it.
tired of people and I'm tired of humanity. And this brings it back to your real special question. The one golden question was, how do you separate it? Do you separate it? And I fucking don't, and I can't. And that's why I've become the tyrant I've become, because you're making me speak. If you people weren't so stupid, I wouldn't have to come out. I wouldn't have to disturb my fucking peace over here to fucking shout out about. You think I want to go crying every day about how people like me shouldn't be in biological women's sports? I got to teach the world. I got to teach
Right.
feminists now. I got to teach all the fake feminists now. Like, where are all the feminists protecting? Where are all the people protecting biological women rights that we fought so long? Women fought by women, and they still don't have them. Clearly, they don't care about them.
Yeah.
So you know what? You know the kind of person that I like to be. I like to be that person. I'm that person that says that thing that everyone wants to say that nobody says at all. But I'm that motherfucker that's like Larry David.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes are a little bit too cold, but they're good. I'm sorry, Aunt Ro. I love you, but they're fucking cold. Throw them in the microwave for me because I want to enjoy it. Well, put them back in the oven because I don't do microwaves, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that motherfucker. Not really. It depends, really. Like, I really do know my lip, and I am a very unfiltered person, and no one's going to put a mask on me. Like, that whole deal was a symbolic fucking thing to me, too, because Don't
I
even
hear you.
get me. Next question.
I hear you.
I'm sorry, my answers are an hour long each,
No, it's
dude.
all good. It's so pre 2011, before you transitioned. How vital was it for you from a creative outlet and becoming the version you are, the person you are supposed to be right now? Did you notice your writing or playing or music, now even painting, that you're doing stuff now that you never could have done because you weren't true to yourself? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think every good decision I made, every bad decision I made, if bad decision exists, because, I don't really believe in mistakes. Like, mistakes are a good thing because you're supposed to learn from them. So, um, it's all part of the process, you know. I'm thinking things I never thought I would be. Like, I waited my whole life to expose my vulnerability and, try hormones and go on that journey. And because my soul really needed to learn about things. And here I am, I don't know, maybe almost 20 years later. I'm not on hormone therapy anymore. My psychological state is very different, although she's definitely still inside me. Nothing's been changed. Even if I decided in 5 years to remove the fucking fake boobs, change the name back again, grow my fucking Morrison beard back again, and live my life as a man, my natural state, which I am not ashamed of. I am not. See, that's what I don't understand either about the weak-minded trans people of today. They don't own their biology. They don't own their authentic self. I do. I don't have a problem with that. And listen, not all transsexuals are like that. I know many transsexuals that live in stealth, which means they live as biological women or women. No one even knows they're trans because they pass so.
Yeah.
That's a mean thing to say, but it's true. Some girls, like I know a girl, I won't mention a name. She's a neurosurgeon. She's absolutely brilliant. She had bottom surgery. She was a rare case. Listen, there are rare cases with children, but we have to be very. My whole point, my ideology is rooted in this: move slow, people. Move slow, family, moms and dads and kids that think they're trans, because in a few years you might just think you're a tomboy. You might just think that you like dressing in women's clothing, and there's nothing wrong with any of that kind of stuff. Well, everyone tries to pretend on paper that they're perfect, but we're all fucked up,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's what I'm all about. I'm all about, forget about like this rock star, like this. That's what I mean. Like, this motherfucker tries, this one who has, yeah, I am jaded a little bit, because it's like, if this person spoke out, you'd be so fucking like real. And there's so many fake people that are just worried about their brand and falling in line. And it's such a shame. Like, people I looked up to for years, they folded like beach chairs and they're on this fake trip. And it's just like, yo, man, like, whatever happened to real rebels, real rock and rollers, that real spirit, like, is, and it's not even immature, it's an attitude. I'll always have that attitude, and that's my inner child. But where was I going before I?
Just about being your true version of yourself now compared to pre 2011, how it affected kind of your writing. And I mean, it seems like if you could go back now and rewrite certain
Oh yeah,
songs,
I was talking about
right?
I own my authentic self.
Yeah.
And the trans people of today, the kids that they don't. What is wrong with? Oh yeah, I was telling you about my friend. She's like a pop-up Sports Illustrated model. She's a brilliant girl, but you know what? She's sick to her fucking stomach by what she sees today, because no one she still know that's what she still suffers from. She looks like she popped out of a fucking Sports Illustrated magazine, but still she still suffers psychologically because she knows she'll never be a real biological. And that's the message they're trying to dismantle and blur those lines. And you can't. especially with the kids. And that's why I'm against it. And it's not because if it was gender affirming care, they'd be someone like me. I'd be the this is the real representative gender affirming care, which is, hey, go slow, always get second, third opinions. You got bad doctors out there that will overprescribe hormones, that will underprescribe hormones. I know kids that committed suicide because of that very reason. Just recently, a girl I was speaking to, one of her friends was a female to male who was overprescribed testosterone. What happens? Motherfucker winds up killing himself. That shit is
Jeez.
dangerous. It turns shit dark and crazy. Girls are crazy, dude. Like, that's why they don't make any fucking sense. And it's a dangerous game and it's a dangerous journey. And listen, you want, like I posted on one of my Instagram, like, yo, sew a dick to your neck. I don't care. Stay away from my fucking kid. Don't talk to my kid about shit. In fact, if you sewed a dick to your neck, you wouldn't be coming near my kid. But listen, do whatever you want, but stay away from the children. Let the kids grow up. If she thinks she's a boy and she's a
Right.
tomboy playing baseball, let it be. And the chances are they'll grow out of it, especially if you keep them away from all this narrative. That's why there's all this narrative and indoctrination in schools, because this is how they program the youth. But people think I'm crazy for saying stuff like that. But this is how it's psychologically done. What do you think? What do you think BlackRock and Vanguard and all the new mainstream media, what do you think it's all about? They hire the best psychologists in the world to help them work on the psyche of the human species. That's what propaganda is all about. That's what media is all about. That's what media comes from, the Latin word Medusa, I believe. I could be wrong, but you double check everything, which means to hypnotize. And that's what the media is all about. It's about program. That's why they call it change the channel. If you know, I've changed the channel a
Oh
long
yeah.
fucking
Turn the TV off. Yeah.
exactly. Like there's all the, it's like, and that's why they call it, a frequency, a program, because you're being programmed. You can program yourself tonight. I promise I'm going to have an amazing fucking day tomorrow. Nothing's going to get to me. I don't give a shit. I'm turning the tides. I feel good right now. I'm going to have a great sleep. I'm going to wake up, feel, guess what? You just program your subconscious mind. You're going to wake up feeling good. If you go to sleep feeling bad, she cheated on me. Oh my God, what did I do? Hey, but I cheated. But fuck that. I feel bad. You fall asleep feeling like a fucking little piece of shit. You're going to wake up in that same vibe, because, and that's how we are. We
Yeah.
are easily hackable humans. Like some of us are. Most of us are. Some of us, you cannot hijack this autonomy. If you'd have to put a gun to my head to get some really funky things out of me, just put it that way. So that's why people hate me, and that's why I'm a racist, I'm a transphobe. So stupid. I'm a bigot. People call me mini Trump. Trump, you're still talking about Trump? Like, are you fucking, like, come on, man? Like, are you that dumb?
Yeah.
Like, really, he still occupies rent in your head, friend? Like that's why, like, and yeah, it's very important. If anything out of this conversation, it's like you got to enjoy yourself. You have to take risks. You have to take chances. You have to live in your authentic self. Like, I'm still learning all about that. I'm
Yeah.
still learning how to love myself. I'm still learning how to tap into certain things I'm afraid. I always love to do things I'm afraid of. So naturally it was afraid for me. I was afraid to come out all my whole life, and or whatever it is, or I was afraid to let the world really in. Again, that's backwards too. You don't come out. You're letting the world into you. And that's how I let the world into. Here's a taste of my vulnerability world. It's explosive, it's imaginative. Look the fuck out and beware, because you're probably going to find a lot of things that you might not like, but because I remind you of yourself in a sense,
Yeah.
and I'm so raw and natural, even to myself, that I laugh at myself. I can laugh at myself. I could look in the mirror, the absurdity myself. I got a fucking big dick. I got a gorgeous tits. I got a beautiful body, and I'm at the stage. I'll be 50 this year, and I'm healthy, and I'm still doing yoga almost 30 years. That's why. Don't tell me how to take care of myself, you fucking overweight, miserable fuck that's hell bent on destroying the world. You're gonna tell me how to fucking take care of myself? I've been doing an ancient ritual practice, self-love practice. Fucking, I'm a tree. Don't tell me like I've been into the art of yoga and breath and moving my bones and awakening parts of my body that have been dormant probably 100 times before me. I've woken up things in my life like you don't get to control my autonomy.
Right.
And I don't know, man. Um, that's why I am the way I am. That's why I'm hell bent on protecting women, because women are vulnerable to me, and femininity is very vulnerable. And I love women, and I love humanity, individuals, the lot, the herd.
Yes.
And look, again, I'm not interested in waking up the herd. I want to wake up all the lions. I want all the lions to be like, I feel this way, but I'm oh, this one's gonna say, fuck it, make it, man. You gotta speak up. You can't acquiesce, man. Even if you move one person, okay. Even if I don't move anyone, I don't give a fuck. I gotta say what I gotta say anyway. Fuck you. It's not about you. It's about me. This external matrix, physical 3D, consumeristic, ideological Black Friday world you got going on. That's some toxic shit, people. You're fucking with my peace. So now you're making me into a cunt. Now I gotta be a cunt back and show you, look what you're doing to a peaceful person. And this is why I'm so passionate about so many things. You fucked with my garden now. Now you just woke up the butterfly that turned into the fucking reptilian dragon that I'm gonna bite you and I'm poisonous. Stay the fuck away from me if you don't understand who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Because skin you the fuck alive, and I'm not afraid to. And I'll talk to anybody. I could sit with a Nazi that wants to fucking shank me 100 times, and I want to understand. Well, why do you feel like that? That's interesting. Tell me more, because I
Yeah.
want to learn about myself. I'm not an asshole. You know what I mean? Like the way they're raising victims, they're raising weak people in this world, and I won't have it. And I will talk and I will make noise. I'll stand up at all costs. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm speaking my personal truth. You can relate it to your
Yeah.
anti-Trump politics. That's on you. I don't give a fuck. I didn't even mention Trump. I posted George Carlin. All I said was The Godfather. Suddenly, some asshole wrote 20 fucking comments how I'm a Trumpster and I'm this and I'm that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You know, like,
the irony of that is George Carlin was a very old school liberal Democrat, and it's like he even saw the bullshit there. That's why I don't like the media. It's like you get these keyboard warriors and you're attacked for finding yourself or being yourself. It's like if I post something, it's because it makes me happy, or I know it's gonna be an act of positivity or encourage people to be positive or just be themselves. And when you go on like profiles like yourselves or bands or celebrities, it's like these people have these thoughts where it's like, hold on a second, Mina's her own person too. Sure, she might be your favorite singer, your favorite band, but outside of that, Mina's a human and she has her own thoughts. It might not be a representation of the band or the record label or whoever. It's like people are too dumb to kind of figure that out. That's what bothers me.
yeah. What?
I love it.
What happened? Okay,
No, it's all
sorry.
good. It's so I know we kind of traveling around Europe recently this past summer, doing all the festivals and stuff, Hellfest and Copenhagen type shit. But how cool is it for you to be back in front of those fans again? Like in terms of after the pandemic, I know everyone's kind of stuck at home, but it always seems like Europe is very like they're more appreciative, at least I think, visually from young ages to older generations of music in general. And to be in front of those crowds again, seeing people come over the barricade and circle pits and moshing, it just for you as a performer, what does that feel like for you?
It's it's truly magical
Yeah,
because, you know, to me, it's like all the words, there's a fire in humanity that won't go out. And that's all I can really say about it. It's like, you know, no matter how they try to crush our spirits, I, it's like I
yeah,
want to go to fucking war when I see, you know, 20,000 kids still dancing to our music. And, you know, we find out, holy shit, 10 of the nights are sold out already. And oh my God, there's going to be an incredible tour. And just, listen, I don't need applause by people. I really, really don't. In fact, I'm not antisocial. I'm socially selective, definitely. But I love being alone. I love getting things done. I love making music. I have vaults of songs. I love reading. I love my life here. I live by the water. I go to the water every night. I sit under the moon, under the stars, if they are stars, 3 hours a night, like I come back, I paint. I hardly sleep because I'm so excited about this life that I've been given, these challenges. I'm so fucked up. I'm so imperfect. I'm so scared sometimes. But it just reminds me of the power that the power of our oneness and our joy and our ideas of just how to celebrate this mystery called music and dance and sound and electricity and everything, like, and people, and all of it. You guys are, forget about it. It's like,
yep,
it's very just, I could cry sometimes, just thinking about, like, wow, we've been so blessed with such an amazing life for so many years, just helping so many people and just meeting so many great people and sharing music and sharing our dreams. And it's a rough ride, man. It's not secure. It's inhospitable. It's you need to you have to have a certain bloodline. Not everybody is road ready. We're like the fucking, you know, the travelers in the 1500s. Forget about the 1800s is a lie. Did you ever do your real research in what the architecture looked like back then? What they
no,
were traveling, the one wheel, the free energy cities
oh
that we had.
yeah,
Like, it's unbelievable. But when we were fucking doing the real wooden, like, let's drag daddy in the fucking wheel, in the wheel way, whatever. Like, you know, oh, it's just, I don't know, man. It's so crazy and special, and it's emotional
yeah,
because it's like, how I always think of the Doors, man. When the music's over, yeah. Which I have such a bless. I got to sing with the Doors, man. I
oh,
recorded with Lee. He plays trumpet on one of my tracks, and yeah, I recorded with I'm good friends with Jerry Leonard, who was David Bowie's band director, pretty much half his entire career. He did some of the favorite Bowie albums, Heathen, Reality. He plays on my albums. Lenny Kravitz's guys on my albums. Like the fact that, it's been hellish, but I've gotten hell when I was really young, but I did the right thing with my life. I could have turned out to be, this victim and playing this junkie like my mom OD'd, my dad OD'd, and was in and out of jail his whole fucking life. But I pulled all the
Sure.
awesome elements, my mother's femininity, my mother's beauty, my mother, maybe she's still psychically attached to me. I have no
Yeah.
fucking. My dad's art, my dad was like my living Morrison, all the fucking nutcases he brought back in the alleyway, all the bikes, all the bikers, man, and I loved all. So I go around the world, I see all the fucking all the different bikers, whether they're Hell's Angels or not, man. Like I get like emotional because when my dad died, all of them came to my house and they brought this big plaque for my dad. It was like so fucking, it was crazy. It
Awesome.
was beautiful. And shit, I know I'm sorry. Here's my dad right here.
Oh wow.
I've even got rid of him. He's actually right by my piano but yeah. I'm an emotional character. I'm sorry. But like, yeah, it's just I don't know. I love humanity. I want us all to have bread and wine on the table. I care about everything, even the people that don't really care for me or have what to say about me. Like I don't care. Like I'm too powerful to let underdeveloped people get at me, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I appreciate you. I love you. I love your honesty. I think if our society would be better off, there's more people like you. Maybe they don't have to agree with you or they do agree with you, but people that are fired up and passionate about. I mean, if we all found who we were supposed to be and figured out what we're going to be, and we'd be so better off. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time today and talking.
And
And I know you got tour dates and stuff, and you got more painting, but if can you kind of fill us in with some of the projects you got coming up here?
um yeah, let's see. In just a few days we're going out with Sick of It All
Yeah,
again in America
awesome.
for a couple of weeks. And in between I'll be doing commissions and I'm working on an 84 track uh ambient album. I do
Wow.
on this stuff like I'm, working on a series for TLC. I'm doing numerous stuff aside with art commissions and stuff, but with Life of Agony, we're doing the tours. And then we have a little time off, but then we're going back out to Europe at the very end of the year. And we'll be out there for pretty much a long time, almost a month. We're going to go out with Prong and a
Damn.
couple of other bands. It's going to be a really cool package and a fun night. And that's it. And that'll be my year. And try and keep my humor, most importantly,
Yep.
my dog humor, because I'm pretty sadistic. I'm fucking crazy with my humor. I have a crazy dog humor. That's why I'm just like, I stay humorous about life, man. I tortured myself way too many years to like, I'm done. I'm done
Yeah.
punishing like I want to have a good time regardless of like everything that's going on in the world, man. It's like, yeah, shit gets to me, but like, yo, man, you can't let that stuff get to your peace. And that's why I say what I say. I forget. I go back the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I posted that yesterday. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm like I'm totally nuts like that. I'm like, but like, anyway. I
I love it.
appreciate
'Cause sometimes I'll get like texts from like other band guys that follow, like, obviously respect and follow you. Like, hey, did you see what Mina posted? And I'll look at it like, oh hell yeah! It's just cool that, yeah, it's dark humor, but there's so much truth behind that. And if we have to
yeah.
laugh at some of the stuff to kind of make light of it, sure. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I mean,
No, I'm really real about everything. But yeah, especially the stuff I post is definitely, sometimes I don't feel like giving. I know some of my friends, they write a full essay, and it's just like, I'm not into the essay. Instagram doesn't deserve an essay. I like to do like a one word, one sentence knockout and just fuck off, because people don't listen. People don't want to hear your opinion. What people want is your opinion coming out of their mouth. They
Right.
don't even read the shit, and I'm just like, if this idiot fuck just read what I'm writing, he'd understand where I'm coming from. But he's another dumb fuck that's just interested in saying something before he actually read the full thing. And that's why I don't even leave and that's why I'll normally leave like a kind of like I'll kill him with sarcasm, and that's it, because I'm not going to waste my time. I don't stay on social media. I make one tweet a day, literally, and then I take long breaks. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see I tweet one fucking tweet, maybe two, if that, a day. I make my tweet in the morning, I'm done. I don't need to know about what an idiot Biden is. I already know. You know, I don't need to know what Ice Cube said. I already saw fucking two interviews on YouTube. I know what he's been about since he
Correct.
left WA. You know what I mean? I knew that motherfucker was on something real and something powerful when he fucking left NWA. This motherfucker ain't playing around, because this guy's magical. To
He
leap
is.
to dismember something like that, and to like, wow, stand up to his shit. Even back then, like, that's what people don't understand about people like us, man, and the kids from our time, man. Like we had motherfuckers like that, man. Like and that's where I come from all that. Yeah, I came from Cyndi Lauper. I
Oh
came
yeah.
from Prince. I came from Marvin Gaye. I came from Bowie. I came from fucking MC Hammer. I came from fucking Q-Tip. I came from fucking Tupac, man. I came from Biggie. I came from all that came from Mazzy Star. Came
Oh
from
yeah.
fucking Lynn Floyd, The Doors, Hendrix, Joplin, Queen. You fucking name it. I came from Muddy Waters. Like, don't fuck with me like the people that write me today. It's like, where do these people even it's like,
Are they
there's a lot.
real? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, there's a lot of no player characters going on. I don't know if you've ever heard about NPCs
Yes. Yep.
or no player characters, but there's many out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. To bring it back to like the humor thing, it's like, that's why I don't no explanation.
Yeah. Just throw it up there.
I don't need to let you know what I know and what I don't know about a certain subject. It's like, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna post something fucking like really sarcastic, because I am really like that. Like, who am I gonna offend today? Who's gonna fucking, because I don't think people are hearing me loud enough. Because I don't see growers, I don't see followers growing. I don't think I'm being fucking loud enough. You know what I mean? All the wrong people are following me. Maybe you need to unfollow me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't think I'm being fucking loud enough, because either Instagram is demonetizing my shit, or like, I got a lot of people thinking like, oh, I thought she was like that. Oh, yeah, like, I don't know.
I
It's
think it's
weird.
that comedian. I think he's from New York City, Joey Diaz. Who he's always talking about. All he needs is five motherfuckers to take over the room or take over the world. And it's like, if that be for you, it's like if you're consolidating and all this stuff with these. And I hate using the term followers because I mean I get where, but maybe you're starting to build up people who are supposed to be by you and support you, and vice versa. Maybe that's the way to do it, because if you post something, you post a new song, and two people listen to it, the other eight people don't. Why are they there? And like
Yeah,
are they just here to hear the noise and not be part of the discussion? That sometimes that's how I look at it.
yeah. People aren't like, people aren't really checking up on you, really. They like
No,
they're
just
not
enough.
you to see how you're doing, or or what you're doing. Everybody's got a thing, man. You know what I mean?
Well, we
Like I
always laugh
said,
at when a show gets announced or a tour. This person hasn't talked to you for the whole pandemic, checking on you or your family. Yet, oh, I see you're in my city. Let me know if you need something. It's like, are you fucking serious?
or even worse,
Right.
like you haven't been checked in on by an uncle or an aunt or someone. Oh, I see you playing Starland. I have some tickets. It would be great to see. It would be like, yo, motherfucker, you didn't check up on me once, dog. Like, no. I'm like, who is this? First of all, if you like, I get sometimes a lot of that, and I'm like, who is this? You're not stored in my phone, and then people, I'm really real like that, and then people won't answer me. I guess I offended them because they're not stored in my phone, but I don't
It's all
like I
good.
don't really care
Well,
because yeah,
this has been awesome, Mina. Thank you for the time
thank
today, and always be true to yourself. I think you're gonna change the world for the better. I think you're gonna start people are gonna start realizing how vital you are to the human race.
thank you, thank you. I just hope people, I want people to, see their own power.
Oh, hello. I'm just enjoying this nice fucking candle. Anyways, I'm John, the host of Spirit Talk, and I want to talk to you about nice fucking candles. We are lucky to have Nice Fucking Candles as a sponsor of the podcast. And if you use code SpearTalk15, you get 15% off your first order, or use the affiliate link below to always get your candle needs through Nice Fucking Candles. Nice Fucking Candles are 100% soy wax. They have a 65-hour burn time, maybe more if you nurse the flame a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not an expert on flames or candles, but I will say these things burn a long fucking time. You ask me about the wick. It's a double wick for even burning, which is amazing. And they come in 3 incredible flavors. I'm not sure if you're going to be eating these candles, but if you do like them, the scents are eucalyptus and ginseng, tobacco and fireside, and seaside and driftwood. Once again, nice fucking candles. They are the candle company for Spirit Talk. And if you love candles and need a good scent to clear out your office, your room, your podcast room, your weight room, your whatever you're doing in a room that smells like crap, use this candle. It's amazing. Thank you. Check them out. Love nice fucking candles.